we start, I'd like to say thank you to Henry and Eliza, Mr. Coughlin, Ari, and Johnny for that amazing performance, and to Phoebe for that introduction. I would also like to say thank you to Miss Grover, who has been my advisor for the past 4 years, my teachers, dorm parents, and other faculty, all of whom have supported me and taught me greatly throughout my journey at Millbrook. I want to say thank you to my friends who have brought me immense joy and have stuck by me through thick and thin, and without whom I may not be at Millbrook. I want to say thank you to my family who have loved and supported me unconditionally and have helped me through the most difficult times in my life. I finally want to say thank you to Ms. Hardy for making tonight possible. This story begins on a 26-day hiking trip in the San Juan National Forest in Colorado, July 21st, 2021. Hiking up the sunless side of the mesa, I could feel the cold winds brush against my cheeks. As I looked up towards the Colorado sky, the burning yellow palette that had woken me up with joy was replaced by ominous clouds. The sweat along my forehead immediately disappeared. I became colder. This surely was the start of a long day. Raindrops picked up speed, rain jackets of every color suddenly appeared. No one smiled, tempers flared. The longer we hiked, the sharper it rained. Like reckless toddlers, raindrops bounced off rocks as if on trampolines. Stinging hail made me think of the comfort of my sleeping bag, the thought of which brought me to tears and sent a wave of dread through me as I contemplated the 16 days ahead. With 10 days and 120 miles behind us, I could only imagine what the next 100 had in store. As the day went on, the rain and wind picked up much stronger than before. I held back the tears that were threatening to spill over. My whole body begged for warmth. My knees ached, my feet soaked. With each step, I became more anxious and tired, and I was afraid I couldn't handle the continued stress of the storm's wild ferocity. Step after step, the pain beneath my knee only grew stronger. As the tears slowly dripped down my face, my friend made conversation in his attempts to distract me from the pain. It was no secret what was going on. However, I tried to play it off like everything was fine. Everyone could see it on my face, however. My body begged for a break, but I denied it the recommendation. I pushed until my body had finally had enough. 26 days, 250 miles, 75-pound backpacks. I knew it would not be easy, but that is why I wanted to do it. I wanted to complete something that felt meaningful to me. I wanted to do something that would help me feel accomplished. Before embarking on this trip, I was nervous, wondering how my knee would hold up. Several years earlier, I chipped my patella and a piece remained floating beneath my kneecap. It never fully healed. Multiple doctors contemplated whether I needed surgery. However, they were nervous that the surgery could cause more damage. I went to physical therapy several times, however, nothing seemed to help. As time passed, the pain began to become less frequent, which is why I wasn't anticipating the severity I felt on the trail. I was wrong. There is a fine line between pushing through pain and accepting help when necessary. 2 days later, I had to get evacuated from the trail. I did not want to leave, but I understood why I had to. However, understanding didn't mask my guilt, and the 4 days I spent away from the trail were filled with tears. I felt like I failed myself and let my group and family down. I tore myself apart. I spent 4 nights in a room with a real bed and a real bathroom, while the others hadn't showered in 14 days. I felt like I was cheating. Finally, when we finished the trip, I still felt weak, even though I should have been proud of my accomplishment. My story continues 2 months later during the fall of my junior year at Millbrook, September 2021. I felt as if I was drowning at the surface, struggling to tread water. I felt I had no reason to feel the way I did. I had a roof over my head and food on the table. Money was never an issue. No childhood trauma. I had all the resources to be successful and happy. Still, I felt like this. I invalidated my feelings and couldn't understand why I felt the way I did. I felt selfish every time I would begin to talk about it, whether it was with my family, friends, or therapist. I felt embarrassed. I thought I was overreacting. I refused to accept the fact that I was really struggling and that I needed help. As the months went on and Thanksgiving approached, every moment I felt like a burden. I lost an unhealthy amount of weight in a short period of time, and I felt like I was going to pass out every time I stood up. Yet again, I found myself in a situation where I had to be evacuated, despite it being the last thing I wanted. The Tuesday before Thanksgiving break, my parents told me that I would have to go on medical leave if I wanted to continue at Millbrook in the future. Wednesday after classes, I packed the car and my parents drove me home. And a week later, I found myself at Backcountry Wellness, a partial hospitalization program. I started off each day there getting my weight and vitals taken, which was then followed by a pre-meal discussion. I was timed while eating and had therapy twice a day. Someone stood outside the door while I used the bathroom. I felt that I lost all control in my life. During that time, I became annoyed with my friends for ratting me out and with my parents for sticking me in a recovery facility. It wasn't until the end of January when I returned back to school where I realized how much they had saved me. Accepting help and recognizing that you need it doesn't make you a weaker person. It makes you stronger. Ever since I was little, my mom's favorite saying has always been, "Rome wasn't built in a day." Recovery, physical or mental, isn't linear. It's full of highs and lows. I have found myself struggling at many points, but the difference between then and now is now I know it is okay to ask for help. I know that my friends and my family are there to support me and want to see me succeed. If there's one thing that you take from this chapel talk, I hope you learn that it is okay to need help. The people who truly care about you will never judge you, nor will they lead you in the wrong direction. We are all fortunate enough to be at a place like Millbrook where people want to help us and see us succeed. While you may feel helpless and scared, there is always a way out. Whether it is a quick break in the Colorado mountains or a facility designated to help you, what seems like a long recovery will lead you where you need to be. Thank you.